Welcome back to Battle of the All-Stars 2020. New England Roller Derby Report is what you are watching this stream on, and they would like to support their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering size-inclusive leggings and shorts designed to fit you. With 7 different lengths and pockets, she sure is to have any style that works for your body. Type. Sorry about that. My thing went away. Team colors, custom prints, and group discounts are available. Also offering dozens of armbands and helmet cover options. She's got you covered. Please see sociopath.ca/NERD for 10% off your next order. You'd think, Tom, that I would have that memorized by now, but I do not.
I don't either, but they're doing great work. They support us being here, being able to bring you Day 2 Battle of the All-Stars 2020. And what do we have on deck for us now?
On deck for us right now is going to be Team Maine versus Team Maryland. I, of course, am Be Nimble. I'm here with Tom. Do you have are you just Tom?
I am just Tom, but I do go by tomfoolery sometimes as well.
Oh, tomfoolery. One of my favorite sayings. So I'm going to go ahead and announce for you who is going to be playing for Team Maine today. It's going to be number 1031, Dottie Danger, number 143, Stunflower, number 212, and the captain of Team Maine is Head of Flame. Number 265 is not actually playing. I'm going to go off of a different thing. Tammy Gunn, 1200. 22, Hard Dash. 31, Velocity Raptor. 39, Sketchy Lou Weasel. 491, Jumpy McGee. 500, Beth Salts. 60, Boudica. 8772, Hits and Giggles. 89, 15, Meowing 'em Down. 9, T-Rex. 93, Crumb. And 925, Craziness.
All right, let's quickly run down Team Maryland. Right now we got 007, Duke of Windsor, number 13, Pretty Paralyzer, 15, Kim Wise Kimchi, 112, Mina Cat Scratch, number 2, D-Wall, 814, Bang Bang, 22, Lucretia McEvil, 25, Eddie Kruger, one of the captains today, 2012, Sweet Chaos, 2222, Major. And then you got 2517, Tarantina, 34, Lady Kaboom, number 4, General Chaos, 502, Rexy Dangerfield, the other captain, 75, RoboChop, 716, Fashionista, number 7, Marvy Lust. On the bench, we'll have Hal, Scruff, and Scar.
And Maine comes in seated 14th here at Battle of the All-Stars. Maryland comes in at 17. We saw Maine play an incredibly close game.
Yeah, so you're dead on with that. The closeness of that last game, Maine just has really stepped up their game so much and been so productive. They're jammers we've known for a couple years, but that defense really came together earlier and put on a show. I was extremely impressed.
It was a very, very fun game to watch, and I'm sorry that I got a little bit interrupted, but we are not going to interrupt you from this first whistle of the bout between Maryland and Maine. Hard Dash out with a quick lead for Maine.
All right, looking to see. I think that is Bang Bang out there.
It
We're waiting to get clarification. Yes, Bang Bang it is. 814, try and drive through. Hard Dash already met by General Chaos on the outside.
The pack split just by a whisper here, and Hard Dash is on a scoring trip. That's 4 in the air for Hard Dash.
Hard Dash was able to push the blockers right up against the other blockers from her team and able to get some distance around. Star pass to General Chaos.
Yeah, and I hear some whistles. Maine has put 2 blockers in the box. Hard Dash calls it with 2 in the box. That's Dottie Danger and Velocity Raptor sitting in the box. So it's going to be a 4-2 pack advantage here for Maryland to start the second jam of this game.
Yeah, that's 6 points on the board after the first jam, but losing 2 blockers. Of course, who are they going to throw out there? Meowing them down, having a great weekend already.
Yeah.
Pretty Paralyzed. They're standing next.
Yeah.
However, only 2 blockers out there is going to make it a little difficult. We got Lucretia McEvil.
And that is Head of Flame and Crazy Ness playing together for Maine on the blocker side of things.
And then sporting the jean shorts today, Rexy Dangerfield bringing it back. And already we got a multiplayer block there on Pretty Paralyzed, and one of them tough penalties to get as a jammer.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, but you can impede when you're the jammer, the other jammer, by holding on. And I just wanted to say, I think they're called jorts, not jean shorts. So
I'm a little old school with it. Either way, I don't play sports in that fabric. That's a tougher person than I am.
Released from the box are both of Maine's jammers, but not yet the jammer for Maryland. Maine is getting ready in that braced tripod now with an extra two to receive the Maryland jammer.
Yeah, Pretty Paralyzer release has star in hand. And then knocked out. Oh, that's Dottie Danger dragging back Pretty Paralyzer. Rexy Dangerfield now reporting to the penalty box for Maryland.
Yep, and that's the second scoring trip for Meow and down in Maine. That's going to be 8 on the board so far in this jam for Meow and Maine.
Yeah, Pretty Paralyzer pushed to the inside, forced to recycle. That's 925 in the back. Craziness.
A beautiful, evasive little hop by Meow and down to get out from the top of the pack.
Yeah, she got a lot of very subtle moves, but then also, when need be, can really get them feet moving. Oh, Dottie Danger, big hit on the inside.
I think Maine has made a really good choice here. They had been trying to jam Dottie a little bit, and just she is a blocker that will wreck your soul. So I think that's a good transition that Maine has made.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick one because I think the first game jammed a bunch, and then since then it's kind of shifted over and now had an impact on the other side, which you love to see from a jammer. Better all-around skaters. Multiplayer block being called on none other than Dottie Danger, it looks like. Two or three more points picked up. Looks like 3 more at the end of the jam, bringing the score to 21. Maine throwing it down to start this.
15 points in the jam for Meowing 'em down. Really, really a solid start. So far, holding Maryland to a goose egg. 0 points so far for Maryland. We are just under 5 minutes.
Yeah, Maryland squeezing back down onto the line. I believe that's Sweet Chaos up there for Team Maryland.
And breaks the silence a little bit there for Maryland.
Sporting the red skate covers. You don't see too many skate covers anymore.
I saw some on, I can't remember which team, maybe
Kansas had
Skittles
Triple B, I think, had something that looked like Skittles, or very, very colorful.
That's Stunflower now jamming for Maine. Of course, was not able to pick up lead, has been recycled back all the way to the jammer line.
Yeah, I still think on initial pass, Sweet Chaos came around, tried to leap, but didn't land in bounds. Now basically pulling all over the back of the blocker, trying to get free. Showing the power, forcing her way through the pack.
Yeah, and so if I was coaching this team, Team Maine, and I coached them 2 years ago, I would probably say, hey guys, this officiating crew is calling a ton of multiplayer blocks.
Yes,
we need to just shift ourselves a little bit and make sure we're not linked up.
But that's with any game. It's just identifying how it's being called and trying to make those in-game adjustments. That's what good coaches do, and I'm sure they're going to make an adjustment. It's just the reality of it. But Marv sitting in the penalty box.
Sketchy Lou Weasel for Maine as well, sitting in the penalty box. I'm looking on our Twitch feed right here. Somebody says that they can hear Meow and Down's father, and her parents are here. They got here to watch this game, so.
All right, so the best part about it is we got the battle of the crabs and the lobsters taking it on. The crabs right now down, lobsters rolling up.
Whoa, that was clever.
All we know is we're putting butter on it.
Yes. This is a bout that is not for people who are allergic to seafood. No. Hard dash.
Shellfish is what's on deck right now, just mercilessly crushing Bang Bang at the moment, the back of that defense.
Oh, well, that's Beth Salt, that's Jumpy McGee, that's Velocity Raptor, Dottie Danger to round out that 4-blocker squad. Holy cow. I've had to go against them, and I am not jealous of the Maryland's jammer.
Marvy Lust, a release from the penalty box. Maryland choosing to set up in the back because they are on a power jam.
Yep.
Hard dash is sitting down. I didn't see what the penalty is, but Maryland's slow with the offense coming.
It was a back block on Hard dash. And let's see what Maryland can do here, because Maryland has an opportunity. Of course, this will go the full 2 minutes. Dash did hold the designation of lead jammer.
So it looks like we got a penalty being called, multiplayer block.
And that's Dottie Danger's 3rd penalty of the game so far. We are at 22 Maine, 7 Maryland.
Yeah, that definitely was General Chaos who took a star there. Was able to go through. So Maryland getting to 7. They're trying to keep Maine close. And Of course, Maine's throwing Meow down right back out there.
Yeah, and so I'm seeing that we have an official timeout right now, and I'm hearing that potentially Maine threw out too many blockers, 5 blockers, because maybe they didn't notice somebody was in the box. And so my guess is maybe
tough, doesn't it?
It's going to be an illegal procedure, which of course will go to the captain, head of flame, if that is indeed ruled to be what happened.
Correct. Well, this first timeout is being brought to you, or whatever you want to say, break in the action, is brought to you by Spank Alley, the only fully adjustable roller derby armbands on the market. They also ship worldwide. Check them out at spankalley.com.au. And once again, I want to give a shout out to the Bucksmont Roller Derby Dolls.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Hosting us every single year, doing a phenomenal job taking care of us. And we're, of course, here at Inline 309 here in Hatfield, PA.
The lovely Hatfield, PA. You want to know what? It is very cold here in Hatfield, PA today. It's freezing.
Coming from somebody from Maine,
it's
pretty cool.
I said that, too. I was like, and I'm from Maine.
Well, don't worry. Our friends from Saskatchewan told us it was balmy down here.
So, of course, Dottie Danger is sitting in the box as the pivot, the Apex Skate Shop penalty box. Now we'll have Head of Flame joining Dottie Danger.
Yeah, so it looks like the penalty picked up by Dottie Danger will continue, and then we got now additional player in the box.
Right, and again, that's going to be that illegal procedure, which by default goes to the captain. So it's one of the dangers of being a captain, but you know that when you put the C on.
That's true. Earlier, one of the games earlier I did, Virginia unfortunately had some trouble closing the doors, and twice Country Jam, being the captain, had to take penalties to sat him out. Luckily, Virginia was able to overcome. And who were they playing earlier?
Say that again?
Who was Virginia playing earlier? That was when they took on Maine. A couple times Country Jam had to take penalties as the captain, which was unfortunate.
I thought you were being sarcastic with me. Who did they play? So right now, it looks like our amazing medical staff is just double checking and making sure that everybody is okay over in the penalty box. It was
like
a hit to the head, a high block. And of course, you know, I think roller derby has done a wonderful job becoming more and more aware of the dangers of concussion. And so we always want to make sure everybody's all right. And it seems like things are going to be okay. It's going to give me a chance, though, to tell you about 888. Derby isn't your typical sport. We know that. It's more like a carefully choreographed mosh pit on wheels. That's why we make protective gear specially designed for those who lay it all out there on the track. Check them out at their website, www.8, and find them on Instagram.
All right, so here's where things sit. We got to score 22 Maine, Maryland 8, 13:46 to go. 4 blockers on the track right now for Team Maryland, 2 for Maine. But Maine's throwing Meow down, who's been dangerous all game, up against Pretty Paralyzer.
Yes. And a little bit, this is really smart by Meow. Meow is an incredibly athletic, but also a very smart player to buy some time to get her blockers back on the track, playing some jammer-on-jammer defense.
Pretty Paralyzer powers forward, steps over a blocker. I believe that was Crum, who was a big impact player in that game earlier against Virginia.
Yeah, Crum actually came away with the MVP from that game for Maine. Well-deserved. Scoring pass for Pretty Paralyzer and Maryland. Able to capitalize this time.
Yep, looks like reinforcements came in. Oh, and a quick star pass. That was slick by Dottie Danger.
Well, speaking of smart, Dottie Danger has been playing roller derby for an incredibly long time and knew that she could kind of come and sneak that star. And Meow, oh my goodness.
A big smile on her face, so obviously feeling better, not feeling the effects of whatever the hit to the face or to the head she may have had earlier.
Well, and you know, we do see it from our shorter skaters. Often that is, I started wearing a face cover because it can be more dangerous.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's a good shot there by Team Maryland, bringing their score up to 15, now within 7 points. Right back out there.
And for the first time tonight, BOTAS is jamming for Team Maine.
Bang, bang, firing up the back stretch, free as lead jammer.
Oh, and just drops BOTAS to the inside.
Yeah, Marv, just a vicious, consistent blocker.
Been
merciless.
Playing for ages.
Yes, indeed. We got a lot of veterans out here, and just seeing these things grind down now, that's typical American style. Unfortunately, Marv going to the penalty box. That's a second penalty on Marv.
But maybe a little bit of a lucky break there for Boudica. We have Maryland on a scoring trip. Boudica able to free herself from the pack, though.
Strong recycle there by Maine, just as Bang Bang was almost free. Getting up and calling it off. Little delay on the call, but I'm always pro. If you're going to call it off, emphatically use your hands. A little subtle hip tap. It looks cool, but you want to make sure them referees know immediately what's happening on. It looks like Maine was able to snag a few points there at the end. Looks like 3 more points picked up in the process.
Sketchy Lou Weasel finding herself back in the box. I think that was 2 penalties in that last jam for Sketchy Lou and Maine.
I wish we could show a picture of the penalty box. Both blockers over there laughing and having a good time, owning the place at that.
All right, here we go. Hard Dash jamming for Maine. Sweet K Oz, this is the first time they're jamming for Maryland?
No, that'd be the second time.
Second time, thank you.
Because it had the beautiful red
skate boot covers on. How could I forget?
Got lead jammer last time. Not going to get it this time because Hard Dash has stolen it.
As Dash, I believe, has gotten lead. That's their her 3rd time, keeping it 100.
Bash sitting down there for Team Maryland. And Sweet Chaos jumped in there. Any points picked up? We're waiting to see.
I think so.
1, so a 1-1.
But, you know, a risk well taken for Maine there. They needed to spring Sketchy Lou Weasel from the box, and so actually they put up 2 points. That would be the penalty point, the point in the pocket that was the person sitting in the penalty box. We're laughing because I was pointing a pencil.
Very emphatically, and I do like myself. I don't need any extra
face.
lead in my blood. All right, no, that's great. So wait, now we got a little intermission here, see what's going on. 10:06 to go, 27-19 Maine getting that next lead jammer, staying ahead of Team Maryland, not letting them get that close.
Yeah, loving the replays. That's great feedback on our Twitch feed here. I love the replays too.
New England Roller Derby report, check them out. Any tournament that, always doing a great job. Our friend Chad Newt doing a wonderful job. We also got our brilliant producer, Bourbon Bruiser, with us right now. Lady Kaboom reporting to the penalty box for Team Maryland as Pretty Paralyzed. They're still trying to find a solution in that pack.
But Meowing Him Down reporting as lead jammer. Oh, what?
Avoiding Lucretia McEvil, stepping up and over basically the hip and the line.
I hope we got that. Speaking of replays, that's okay. But it was basically not even an apex jump. It was just like a leg jump.
Yeah, leg jump pretty much on the straightaway into the turn. It was pretty impressive work. Paralyzed are able to get free.
Meowing Him Down is looking to the coaching staff over there from Team Maine. That's Bob Aruski and Bullet that I can see coaching on the track for Team Maine. I do know that Otter and Styles are probably over there in the bench area.
Yeah, so 35-19, extending the lead. Just under 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Looks like penalty box is now empty again.
Crumb, of course, wearing the pivot helmet cover, is able to put the toe stop on the line for a pivot start here.
Bang Bang met on the inside by the pivot there by Team Maryland. That's Crumb. Crumb getting sent off.
And Boudica, second time jamming here for Team Maine tonight.
Marv with the knockoff, dragging back, staring.
Boudica is on a power jam.
Yeah, I missed with the penalties. I just saw the jammer going late. Looks like
it was a track cut.
Okay, now we got a forearm being called on Sketchy Lou Weasel. That's at least 3 trips. Got to be careful.
Yes.
In this format, we only have 5 penalties before you actually foul out of the game.
Correct. For those that are just tuning in, maybe you really wanted to watch Maine or Maryland, these are 2 20-minute halves, which is just under what normal WFTDA roller derby generally is.
Yeah, short game. We got so many games going on this weekend. Yesterday we had some 30-minute games, now 40 minutes. And then into the weekend we'll have the full 60-minute games of nonstop action. Bang Bang back out there, released from the box, now free of the pack on initial pass.
But Boudica is the lead jammer, so let's see. Yeah, that's what I was like, I'm not sure why they're delaying this.
Well, worst case scenario, they're just keeping the clock rolling. 7:26 and running down here in the first half. Plenty of time left, but you're in the lead and keep killing that time, that's all you can ask for.
Yep, it's about a 16-point difference between these two teams right now. Maine at 35, Maryland at 19. We're going to line up here. Hard dash jamming for Maine, I see. And that's K.
That is Sweet Chaos trying to rub some Old Bay on it, getting some sprinkle action for Team Maryland. Finds a hole on the inside, and who does as well?
Yeah, that hard dash finds that hole right behind. A nice tactic to use as a jammer from time to time. Just follow the other one through. Let them do the hard work.
Sweet Chaos trying to set hard dash up in the defensive posture. Did get locked in. That's Juke of Windsor able to get a piece, and now General Chaos.
Dottie Danger joining dash as an offensive assistive player.
Yeah, brilliant push on the inside, just straight clearing a path for hard dash. Now Sweet Chaos around for another scoring attempt.
Yeah, Maine wasn't able to set their wall very well on this particular scoring pass for Maryland.
A very not subtle call off, very deliberate arms by Sweet Chaos, getting points.
It's going to be a 6-4 jam in favor of Maryland.
Okay, looks like there's 2 more points coming in now for Team Maryland.
I think that's the 2.
They might be. I'm just looking at the things, trying to figure out where they're at. So 39-26, 13-point separating each team with about 5 minutes to go. Pretty Paralyzer up there with the hands on the hips as well as lurking in the background.
Meowing them down. That's my little song for you, meow, meow. Meow,
All right,
meow,
both
meow.
jammers drive forward. Pretty Paralyzer outburst.
Maryland finding a bit of a groove here. That's their second lead in a row.
They got a very physical pack out there.
The first time they've gotten lead on Meow, in fact.
All right, pack playing offense. Eddie Kruger in the back. Paralyzer through very quickly. Looked like he attempted to call off. Now looking to keep it going. Looked
to the bench. The bench says, nope, keep going.
The hands went up, but luckily they didn't come down, so.
And
Pretty Paralyzer threw on the inside. A little trip up, but dove on the front stretch and able to get free of the pack.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea here to run it on Meow. I think that's, maybe Meow can make a liar out of me anytime, just like that.
We all do a strategy. It's not my strategy I would choose to use.
Yes.
But hey, I'm not the expert. I'm just sitting here talking about it.
I was just going to say that Meow has jammed lights out for all of Maine's games so far and might be a little bit tired, but not showing it on that beautiful pass.
You let me know when hard dash and meowing them down get tired, and I'll be surprised.
Okay.
So, right now,
I'll call you right up.
I know, it just seems like they're so consistent. They've been with Team Maine for many a year.
And they play together.
To see them. Right now, it looks like we got an official review here being called by Team Maine. So while we have that, let's give another shout out. Let's talk about 187 Killer Pads, have been designing and constructing pads for top professional athletes for the past decade. Started by a longtime skater in a family-owned upholstery shop, 187 Killer Pads has since become the preferred choice of skaters worldwide. With visionary designs and revolutionary systems, 187 Killer Pads continues to lead the way in raising industry standards and making protective gear better. Follow them on Instagram and on the web at 187killerpads.com.
I'm just puzzling through my recollection of the last jam, trying to think about what Maine could possibly be calling that official review about, but I can't quite find it. It's not in the depths.
Okay, so right now situation is we got a blocker standing and a blocker in a box for Team Maryland. They're sitting at 35, Maine's 47 in case there's any points. I think that last little dive that kind of went through the apex, they may be questioning she stood up, whether, and continue to go forward, whether that might be a cut track, but that's just purely speculation or my guess, because it was close to the end of the jam and then quickly came out was a coach, the questions. That might have been, we'll wait and find out the official. But it looks like Head of Flames over there having a discussion with Coach, and then I saw Hal was out there as well with Eddie Kruger.
The officials, of course, are in their huddled position in the center of the track discussing what they all saw happen. I do see, for the first time, potentially, if things stay the way they are, jamming tonight, is T-Rex on the line for Team Maine for a little pace changer. Different than a pacemaker, a pace changer. A very different style jammer than the jammers we've seen from Maine so far.
Right now, a couple fans out there of General Chaos throwing out some shouts. Hey, keep everything alive. Keep sending the messages. Thank you for all of you listening online and watching. To all you sneaking in and at work, keep it on the down low, but keep it going all day long.
Our next game is going to be Louisiana and Vermont. Of course, Vermont and Maine played just the first bout of the entire tournament, 8 a.m. yesterday.
Louisiana, they've got a couple bouts under their belt, came in with a win earlier on, and now looking to kind of get back into the bracket and move their way up.
They had some tough competition earlier today. I really love watching Louisiana play.
Yeah. Louisiana and Maine have kind of been making some bigger names for themselves this weekend, coming out with really strong performances. And you're right, we do have a new jammer out there. That is T-Rex. And that's taking on General Chaos, but Marv out there working with Lady Kaboom, and now Marv going to report to the penalty box.
I can't help but cheer a little bit. Yeah, Rex. Rex is your lead jammer for Maine. A smart move there, coaching-wise, to put Rex in against a two-wall of strong, because Rex can push. Just like that.
Yup, indeed. Lady Kaboom out there with Lucretia McEvil.
What?
All right, General K is able to get free of the pack. All right, Lucretia McEvil now reporting in the box just as Marv's being released. So penalty starting to pile up there on Team Maryland. Oh, and hands in the air. T-Rex loving life.
Ironically, hands in the air with a name like T-Rex because that's just great. And what did I say, right? A little bit of a pace changer there. That was an incredibly successful jam for Maine. 47-36 is our score. Maine ahead by 11, have remained ahead by around 11 for a while.
All right, we also have RoboChop now reporting to the penalty box for Team Maryland. I mentioned penalties piling up. There's only two blockers out there once again. That's D-Wall and Bash looks like they're out there, but now we have an official timeout.
Yeah, it looks like they're checking maybe penalties or points or time. I'm not 100% sure. Do you have some bills to pay here?
Most definitely. That penalty box, which is getting a lot of work, is sponsored by the Apex Skate Shop, which is actually located here in Inline 309, run by our good friend Kick Ash. You can check them out online for all you peeps out there, apexskateshop.com. Ready to back it to the action.
Yep, Hard Dash said that name a lot this weekend. Is being recycled back by Sweet Chaos. Little jammer on jammer. That is actually one of Dash's favorite moves, so maybe there's a little bit of reverse psychology happening. Maybe not actually, because Dash is through for lead.
Yeah, as fast as Dash is, that's a risky strategy. Didn't really pay off this time. Sweet Chaos trying to get things working again.
Yeah, this is tough. Maine has lost Dottie Danger to the box again. That's probably 4 penalties, so that would be a huge loss.
So Sweet Chaos just took the star off the helmet as Bash, the pivot, was reporting to the penalty box, so no help out there. Now it's all on the defense trying to slow up Hard Dash here as we come into turn 1. D-Wall out there with Lucretia McEvil, and that's also RoboChop.
Yeah, and giving Sweet Chaos a very hard time right now is Jumpy McGee. And then that's Beth Salt's Velocity Raptor reporting to the box. It is just a merry-go-round in the Apex penalty box.
So it looks like D-Wall's reporting to the box as well for Team Maryland.
I think that Dottie Danger may have fouled out here before the half. So again, as I was saying, a huge loss there for Maine as one of their veteran blockers.
Dash waiting patiently, calls it off just as Sweet Chaos comes up on the pack. Yeah, penalty starting to pile up. And
it's 11-4 in that jam in favor of Maine, 66-40.
Now we have Bash reporting back to the penalty box just as came out. So Team Maryland looking to try to get more than 2 blockers on the track at any given time. I mean, it just seems like every time you turn around, somebody comes in, somebody goes back out.
Yeah, a lot of confusion. There are helmet covers flying literally right now. Another official timeout here to sort some things out.
Yeah, we got 2 blockers on each side in the penalty box. There's plenty of open space out there. The lucky recipients look like it's pretty paralyzer and meowing them down.
Yeah, this is the time, I think, when you just remember for everyone, calm down. This is an illegal procedure.
Yep.
Insubordination.
Might be for the doors, I believe. Bourbon Bruce was letting us know. And, of course, penalty box is full, so Head of Flame sent right back onto the track. We're going to have to wait and report, which is always tough because you don't know what's going on in the penalty box. You don't want to get insubordination for not reporting. So this is going to be interesting strategy, trying to figure out how to get out of this jam without causing any more damage.
And a big meeting happening still. Very active for the officials this first half of Maine, Maryland.
I mean, I do see Dottie Danger standing down at the end of the penalty box. It hasn't left the track,
yeah.
so just want to clarify, there were a bunch of penalties, but it may be standing up over there to avoid, picking up anything else. It is taking the skates off, I did see, too.
Yeah, I actually think it wasn't for the doors. I think it's because Dottie went back to the bench after fouling out.
Yep.
And that is actually that is against the rule set in the WFTDA. You must report off of the track.
And that's probably what, yeah. All right, well, that is what it is. So there's going to be blockers in the box, queued up blockers. Eddie Kruger now reporting to the penalty box. So we got one blocker on the track now for Team Maryland, two blockers Team Maine. This Apex Escape Shop penalty box is getting overworked for my liking.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, so Head of Flame will serve a penalty, but the box needs to clear first, I think.
You at least need to have one blocker standing to be released. Now, pretty
Not
Paralyzer.
Clear. You're right.
Release. Oh, and Crumb strikes once again.
And so does Meowing him down.
And that was Head of Flame reporting penalty box. Paralyzer able to get around Crumb, but not after.
Oh,
not
Crumb and Meow just so in sync right there. What a lovely offensive push.
You see a parade coming from the penalty boxes. Three blockers, two for Maryland, one on Maine were released.
Oh.
And just breaking through the arms.
Yes.
You can't stop Meow down just with arms.
Challenging those seams has proven very good for Maine. Crumb headed to the box just as Hedda is released.
Yep, and Paralyzer was able to pick up 4 points on that pass, but obviously matched by Meow down. Oh, and slick little move sliding around the outside. And a little hop on the toe stops, Meow him down.
Yeah, and we're just about 5 seconds left in the period here. Meowing him down, looks to the bench. Coach says, call it, so she does.
And the jam is called off. 1 point was picked up there by Paralyzer as there's one skater that was off the track and went by. So that looks like that's our half.
That is, and I'm just watching this beautiful little replay. Meowing him down, opens up the hips on the outside, does a little toe work. Very nicely done. We are at halftime officially, or intermission, whatever you want to call it. On the scoreboard, not on your screen, up now it is. 82 for Maine, 50 for Maryland. A great first half here. I'm looking forward to seeing less penalties in the second half.
Most definitely.
And maybe a little less confusion. I think both teams need to settle a little.
Yeah, 5 minutes might be worth just to kind of reset, take a breath. The defenses were really strong and then just kind of got a little whiffy and started kind of getting all over the place. So hopefully they settle down. We'll be back here in a few minutes.
Yes, we will.
Stay tuned, second half. Team Maine versus Team Maryland.
Battle of the All-Stars. up in front. Back. I'm gonna stand up for a minute. I will. Okay. Okay. You watch Saturday Night Live? Chad? Okay. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Welcome back here to Battle of the All-Stars 2020 in Hatfield, Pennsylvania. I'm B. Nimble here with Tom Foolery. We are going to bring you the second half of an incredible game so far. Maine versus Maryland. Of course, Maine is my home team, and Maryland is
my home team. I'm from Delaware, but Delaware's allowed to play. I got two of my Southern Delaware skaters who were put on a team. That was Gourley Girl and Broodylicious. But back to what we saw, I went over and checked the penalty box.
I'm glad you did.
So Dottie Danger did foul out of the game. We had Head of Flame with 2 penalties, Velocity Raptor with 2, Sketchy Louisel with 3, and then Crumb with 2. And then on the Maryland side, we had Lucretia McEvil with 2, RoboChop with 2, and then they have Fashionista and Marvy Lust with 3. So there's a couple players that very quickly could get in trouble in the second half.
What I notice on that as well, though, is for Maine's defense, there have not been jammer penalties. And so limiting Maryland from having power jams has definitely been good for Maine.
Yeah, unfortunately, the blockers seem to all take the penalties at the same time for Team Maryland. Kept getting stuck with 1, 2 blockers over and over again.
Yeah, we had some micro packs for sure in that first half. Hard dash jamming for Team Maine. Pretty paralyzer for Team Maryland.
Paralyzer choosing to play a little defense there to set up to the blockers, and then got tripped up as there was a hole open on the outside and couldn't capitalize. Crumb released from the penalty box. Penalty box is now empty.
Dash patiently sort of waiting for something to happen, and it does. Sometimes as a jammer, like, you think you have to go, and just sitting for a second opens things up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mentioned penalty box empty. Now we got Lady Kaboom reporting the penalty box,
and
just as well as Jumpy McGee.
Jumpy McGee doesn't tend to be a very penalty-heavy player. But Maine could use some other people to take those.
Rexy Dangerfield now reporting to the penalty box as well for Team Maryland. Paralyzer is free on the initial pass, but then the jam is called off. Dash wisely checking with the bench here right in front of us.
Yeah, I think that they wanted that call off just a touch earlier to hold both of the Maryland blockers in the box. Unfortunately for Maine, only one still sitting in there, so it'll be a 3-on-3 pack.
Yeah, our friends out there online, yes, Dash, big fan, and definitely need to play a lot cleaner. You guys are seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah, and the multiplayers for sure. A lot of those being called.
Sweet Chaos trying to drive to the front. Oh, showing good leg strength, fighting off them 2 blocks. Meowing them down, bottled up for the moment. Not many times we've said that today.
Yeah, no, and but Head of Flame able to receive the helmet cover from Meowing him down very quickly.
Nice apex jump by Sweet Chaos. Oh, and then running through the inside is Head of Flame.
Yeah, that was a fun little double ditty.
Turn 2 is the hot place to be. All the cool stuff happening. Sweet Chaos goes down, tries calling off the jam, takes an extra little shot there by Meowing him down. But looks like everything is all good. 2 more points picked up.
Yeah, teammate has not done a whole bunch of star passes.
So it looks like Maine was able to snag 1 there at the very end.
Wow.
And Marvy Lust sitting in the penalty box again. That would be actually foul number 4. Only 1 more to give.
And Maine using the momentum from the first half that T-Rex had when she jammed the one time and did a phenomenal job. For Maine, changing things up a bit.
So it looks like we got official timeout at the moment. Let's give a shout out to 888. Derby isn't your typical sport. It's more like a carefully choreographed mosh pit on wheels. That's why we make protective gear specifically designed for those who lay it out all on the track. And this is 888 I'm speaking of. We cover heads, elbows, wrists, knees, hips, and yes, even butts. Because being Derby ready is one thing. Being Derby dominant is another. Check them out on the web at www.triple8.com, and also find them on Instagram.
The officials checking a few things over there. We have not gotten the rolling whistle to signal gameplay to begin. We're going to listen here and see what exactly is going on.
Yeah, we have referees over here talking at the main bench, so we'll wait and find out. Meow Down standing up. Now, Meow Down did pass the star, so Meow Down did not have a star on.
Right, and so that's why I'm saying it looked like a failure to return penalty.
Or an illegal, that's illegal contact. So that might have been contact as the jam ended, because remember, there was that late hit very at the end. It might have been just a touch late.
Yep.
Oh, and Dottie Danger riling up the fans over there.
Yeah.
I guess you just turn out and you start cheering and getting everybody psyched up for the team. If you're not able to help out, you do everything you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than pouting in a corner, I think.
Yes.
We are back on the action. T-Rex, of course, jamming for the second time for Maine, using some fancy footwork and push moves to get lead. That is 100% lead for Maine. I mean, well, not for Maine, for T-Rex of Maine.
All right, Bang Bang's out there free from the pack, but Bashanista reporting to penalty box for Team Maryland. Oh, just sniping the way through T-Rex. Bang Bang's coming around quickly, seems to snag some points.
So Rex scored all 4 points very, very quickly. Unfortunately, missed the call from the coach to call it off, allowing a little bit of breathing room there for Maryland to pick up 3. But Rex is not in our typical, jammer rotation. So still, momentum-wise, right, like a really good jam for Maine and T-Rex.
Maryland changed things up. They're going to send Rexy Dangerfield out there as jammer. Jammed in the past, but hasn't done too much this weekend so far.
Hard dash rounding past the camera corner.
It looks like we've got another official timeout. Stoppages are the new hotness in this game, obviously. It's, 94-60, 16 minutes to go. Just before 3 o'clock East Coast time for all you people out there.
Yeah, and so I remember I said that at least Dottie's not pouting in the corner, and Timmy Twitch said I'd rather pout in a corner. Depending on my mood, I might rather do that too, but I think getting the crowd going is definitely going to be a great, great, great thing for Maine.
Yeah, most definitely. Timmy pouts in the corner, whether it's roller derby or not, but Timmy's a brilliant guy, a good friend of mine, and now we got Head of Flame reporting to the penalty box, and that's a captain, so that was either a direct penalty or something that had to be served for the team. So
yeah, it couldn't have been a direct penalty because Hedda was sitting on the bench.
Okay. Rexy Dangerfield free from the pack, but not before Hard Dash grabs control of this jam.
Yeah, and
now Lady Kaboom reporting to penalty box. Only 2 blockers out there. Oh, Lucretia McEvil stands Hard Dash up.
Unsure.
Looks like a forearm call now being called on Lucretia McEvil. We don't have a lead jammer, so it looks like there's confusion. I think Dash thought for a second could call it off.
Well, I'm confused as well because it shows lead being Dash's.
Yeah, I don't know because I initially saw the arm being pointed, but either way, we're going to continue to roll here.
It's actually not working out that badly.
No, they're not going to argue about that. Hard Dash making the rounds. It's open skate night.
That's the 3rd scoring trip for Dash in this bit of a confusing jam. Head of Flame released from the penalty box. It had to have been a captain penalty. I'm not sure on who, though.
Hard Dash is coming in really hard, pushing Lady Kaboom down. Now able to call it off, so there's a lot of confusion there. It looked like the jammer ref wasn't pointing, but then got the call off. It is what it is. They're doing the best that they can. We're doing the best to try to bring into action what we see in front of us. We're not questioning what anybody else is doing.
No.
But it's just what we see. So now 110, Maine starting to really dig in right now. That defense did a really good job. That was Jumpy McGee, who was out there playing strong defense.
Oh, yeah.
Bottling up Rexy Dangerfield. Now everybody skates right back up onto the jammers.
Yep, and Meow Down is on the track as jammer for Maine and able to use Stunflower a little bit as a shield to get lead for Maine.
Yeah, Sweet Chaos able to break free, but like I said, now having to chase down Meow Down, something that's very hard doing. Aggressively throws a body into the pack, turns around.
I think that's going to be 3. There is a box point there for Meow. Oh,
Yeah.
they're only calling it 1, but it can't just be 1. It has to be 2.
Yeah, right now it looks like great effort at the very end by Sweet Chaos.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to tell my team that they should have gotten 2 points. Anyway, 111, maybe that's why they were sitting there.
Yep.
111, they finally did add that extra point.
This referee crew and all the volunteers are doing a great job. They stay on top, do the best that they can, and we trust that they know what they're doing. They're better at it than I am, I can tell you that much.
And T-Rex trying to tiptoe up the outside line, but is shut down by the wall of red.
All right, new jammer out there for Team Maryland. That's Kim Wise Kimchi getting the start now against T-Rex, but not able to get free yet. Boom! Jets out of the pack. I don't know what. There was a push or something, but came flying out.
Rex coming into the pack yelling, offense!
D-Wall able to usher Rex out to the side, but was in the middle of the pack, and I'm sure picked up a few points.
A couple.
Yes, indeed. Maine just slowly building and building and building. They're winning it 1 jam at a time. Not a lot of points, just keeping Maryland out of control of this game.
Well, and Maryland, for what it's worth, making it a little easier by sitting in the box so often. They're going to start 2 down again in this jam. Both their pivot and another blocker are in the box, so it's going to be a 4-2 pack advantage for Maine.
Great job sealing Maine. And worst part about it is the pivot's in the box, so even if they wanted to try to do something slick to get free, it's all on Rexy right now. Able to hop around the outside. Oh, back in the inside. Really nice shifty move, but it was little too late.
Yeah,
because they already got dashed through or scoring points.
Yeah, both passes, both the initial trip and the scoring trip, Dash was relatively untouched.
Yes, and General Chaos released from penalty box as the pivot, but yet another skater goes back in. Looks like Lady Kaboom now reporting to the penalty box as well as Duke of Windsor. So 2 blockers going to be out in the track for Team Maryland. So we got a timeout being called. It's being called by Team Maryland.
Yep.
Again, there's a lot going on. Maine's getting more and more consistent, and it just seems like Maryland's losing a little bit of control, getting a little sloppy, taking on some penalties. And I think there are a lot of them just trying to do too much. I mean, you can tell how hard they're trying to play. It's just maybe they're kind of getting that quicksand mentality where they're just starting to try harder and harder, and it just seems to be getting tougher and tougher.
Yeah, and you know, any time that sort of happens for one team, there is the danger that it might start to happen to the other team as well. So kudos to Maine for kind of holding it together, slowing things down, being diligent, because sometimes when things get sloppy for one team, the other team is quick to follow suit.
Yeah. So hopefully Coach Howell, Scruff, and those guys are over there trying to settle them down, getting them in the right mindset, because once again, tough defensive measures to be had. Major out there with Eddie Kruger. Yes. Taking on 4 blockers from Maine.
Yep, and speaking of major, Bourbon's Bridal Batch had custom shirts made by Major, and wanted just a little shout out for that for the bridesmaids.
Okay, good job so far. Eddie Kruger, Major, able to slow up the jammer, but to no avail, finding a hole on the inside.
Is Tammy Gunn. Tammy Gunn's first time jamming here for Team Maine. That's number 1,200.
I was very fortunate earlier in the weekend to announce a roller derby bout with Montana, since she came from that area and knew a lot of skaters. Not only a really nice skater, but a great person to share the microphone with.
Guess who suggested that pairing?
I wonder who.
I think it was this guy, Be Nimble, right over here. So I'm glad she also reported having a wonderful time announcing with you. So thanks for making that great for Tammy Gunn. And Tammy Gunn, good for you, getting lead, getting 4 points, calling it off. 123 Maine, 64 Maryland.
11 minutes and counting down. Maine slowly building upon the lead they have. T-Rex playing some defense, trying to set up the other jammer. Oh, and right now, monster hit once again. Jumpy McGee asserting themselves on the game.
Oh, yeah. I often will say the offense for me is stay on Jumpy McGee. Just make sure I don't have to deal with her. T-Rex able to get lead for Maine. Again, having a really successful not a successful call-off until it was
a successful call-off. It just took a delay.
That was incredibly dramatic.
To the defense, on this side of the pack with everybody in the middle, the jam ref was on the other side. Took a second to see.
Again,
but don't worry,
a lot
got
of
it done.
arm movements for someone named T-Rex.
I would say using the big arms, not the little scoops, the big scoops to get the call off.
That was great.
All right, penalty box has one skater. Lady Kaboom still sitting there pretty with the legs crossed.
Yep.
And a little sass is leaning back and giving us the look.
A hard chill in the box over there. That's what it is.
If you're going to be there, you might as well own it.
This is it is a tournament weekend, and I've been to enough tournaments at this point that this is the kind of game that puts everything a little bit behind.
Yeah.
And I only say that because there have just been so many clock stoppages, which has been lucky for you all because you've gotten to hear us talk more. I'm actually not sure if that's lucky or not, but
I will go with luck. I doubt it is. Now we got now we got D-Wall reporting over to the penalty box. We'll see if that's an additional penalty or is that 5 penalties for Lady Kaboom.
I don't know, but I do hear that
okay, Lady
rolling
Kaboom
whistle.
is released or skating away from the penalty box, so we'll wait and find out what actually happened. Okay, now skating off Lady Kaboom is skating away, so I believe that most likely is a foul out.
Yep,
but we'll wait and see. Either way, there's still only 3 blockers out there trying to deal with hard dash and general chaos reporting to the penalty box for a back block. So
yeah, so you know what? They're going to call this off for injury right here. I noticed that the Team Maine skater, who that is, immediately said, I can't get up. And, of course, the officials are so aware and ready for those kind of situations. And we have great medical staff, so they will be taking care of craziness right now for Team Maine.
Yeah, went down. The EMTs ran out very quickly, called off right on time. Craziness going to sit there, make sure to get checked out. So once again, always thank the EMTs. We do understand it's a dangerous sport, and nobody really gets paid to do this. We all volunteer to do this. They put their heart and effort into it, and sometimes these things do happen. But they're so courageous going out there. We love the sport, love the energy, but this is just the reality of the sport we love. Unfortunately, it looks like Team Maryland and Team Maine coming out to line up around the skater who's down and block it from the crowd so they can have the EMTs have a good conversation and make sure they figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm nursing an injury myself. My knee pad slipped when we were preparing for Battle of the All-Stars, and it's part of the game. But what we missed at the very tail end due to that injury was that the Maryland jammer did get a penalty and sent to the box. So when we do return, it will be a power start for Maine. Additionally, there will be a pack advantage 4-2 for Maine. So with about 10 minutes left, Maine has the opportunity to open this up even further.
Yeah, I called it out briefly, but it was kind of amongst all that stuff. It looks like there's a back block called on General Chaos that sent her to the box, and meanwhile you also have Lucretia McEvil and D-Wall sitting in there as well.
Yeah, and my good friend Zell Dangerous is on the Twitch live stream here. Said, imagine, how hard it is for these players to be playing with all of these stoppages. Very difficult to get into a rhythm, to stay warm.
Takes a lot of focus, takes a lot of good mental strength to be like, okay, everything keeps breaking up. You don't get a rhythm in the game. So credit goes to Maine for just staying consistent, being able to just battle through all this unexpected stoppages and everything like that.
Yep, and it's a wonderful crew of skaters for Team Maine here. A lot of us play together throughout the WFTDA season, and we care for each other a lot. So I know that everybody is just making sure that Ness is going to be okay. We're going to keep on talking to you. I love Battle of the All-Stars because I think it is just such a phenomenal way to get states united. I think it's probably a little bit easier for fans to watch as well because you're not having to sort of tick off all of those boxes in your head about rankings points and point spreads.
Yes. There's not the pressure on the players or anybody else, and it's a friendlier environment. You notice the two teams are laughing and joking, whereas WFGA, it is the way it's set up with the college ranking sort of thing where you got to beat somebody down to get credit engenders a lot of dislike sometimes because you really got to put the hammer down on somebody, and nobody likes just getting pounded if that's what has to happen. It's just a tough environment for anybody to deal with.
And I'll be interested to see, as we move forward. I mentioned this in one of the games yesterday, but, we really are at a precipice here in roller derby because we have all of these incredible young athletes coming up playing junior roller derby. It's going to be really interesting to see if some of those skaters and athletes choose to go to colleges in cities and states that have really great reputations in roller derby, and that could open up this whole other piece, right? It's exciting to think about.
It looks like craziness is up. They did take the skates off, but it looked like they got her to the feet. People are clapping. Team Maine still huddled around. It looks like definitely standing up.
Yeah.
Not getting assistance at the moment, so we'll wait and see. Glad to see she's up. Hopefully it's much better. It looks like moving around on both feet, so that's a good sign. I'm glad to see it. I'm just going to kind of walk way over to where the crowd is. Walking on her own, not with any assistance. Glad to see that.
We love you, Ness. And, of course, teammates walking with her just to make sure. I'm sure Dottie Danger will be over there ready to receive Ness. And I do see Dottie walking right over there, and Frida Rocket. So we brought a strong contingency of people here from Maine who love this team and love each other. Right now, we are gonna wait to get rolling here. It's still an official timeout.
Yeah, we still have to wait for the EMTs to come back, but I did find out that General Chaos was sitting in a box, no longer sitting in a box, been replaced by Rexy Dangerfield. Either that was a penalty or an expulsion. I believe it's probably too many penalties because coming into here, picked up a couple quick ones, so we'll figure that out. Official review still going on.
Yeah, I got
discussion going on.
So for that hit, it does sound like there was an expulsion.
It was, okay.
I didn't see the hit, so I'm not somebody to I don't know exactly what it was, but that skater has been expelled and lost.
So it was an egregious back block we got from Kent the politician who's been assisting here with us. So, never like to see that. General Chaos is like a really nice person, never one to do something like that, but these things happen, and you got to pay for consequences, and no more game time for General Chaos in this game.
Oh, Boutica shrugging off that hit in a really nice way to get lead for Maine. Maine's sort of like second tier of jammers have really been wonderful in this bout versus Maryland. Yeah,
that was Eddie Kruger with the hit. Big hit now. Let's see, recycling to the back after they taking another knock. Boutica, making the rounds now, trying to build up some score.
So I do know that if things continue the way they are, with Maine taking the W here, that they will play their third game tonight at 8.
All right, Rexy Dangerfield out from the box and quickly through. Jam is called off.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
the winner of this game will take on Ohio tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Hello, congratulations. Got to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah, so I guess it's one or the other. Play late tonight or early tomorrow. But both teams, I'm sure, just wanna go out there and get the W. In this case, we're about double the points for Maine than Maryland.
All right, Tammy Gunn back out there taking on Sweet Chaos. So Tammy Gunn getting second time jamming out there, takes a little shoulder in the back of the pack. Sweet Chaos out in front, lead jammer status. Sweet Chaos, first time seeing jamming with Team Maryland, and been very slick jammer, able to use control and strength.
What a lovely duck move on the outside, ends up out of bounds by just a whisper. Tammy Gunn able to break free of the pack, is on a scoring trip here.
Eddie Kruger able to get underneath Tammy Gunn, knocked out of bounds.
Meanwhile, running the show here is Sweet Chaos with 8 points thus far, approaching on their third scoring trip.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tammy Gunn did pick up 4. Now looking to come around for some more. Throws body into the pack.
Yeah. And Crum hit the floor pretty hard in that last jump. Oh, wow!
Another apex jump.
This is
gliding through the air, not necessarily getting high, but carrying great distance. Sweet Chaos showing the medal.
Yeah, a really good jam here for Maryland.
Oh, takes another hit. Velociraptor doing the honors, but Sweet Chaos still moving forward, throwing some pride down for the Old Bay folks from Team Maryland.
Yes, Maryland should be putting their hands together here. Oh, a nice spin move, and then taken out.
Taken out by the floor.
By the floor. That is okay. What a lovely jam. That's 24 points on the board for Sweet Chaos and Maryland.
Yeah, Sweet Chaos got up feeling a little bit after that one, a little winded, but the points are officially on the board, and we have an empty penalty box.
What are
Say
you?
it isn't so.
What?
I shouldn't have said anything. Shouldn't have said anything at all. All right, so all skaters on the track sliding back on top of the jammers.
I do believe that the 24 points scored by Chaos in that pass, the last jam, is the biggest scoring jam of the night.
For Team Maryland. Okay. Yeah, I definitely Team Maryland, I know, but one way or the other, Kim Wise Kimchi on the track there for Team Maryland, getting recycled to the back.
Yeah, head of flame, able to draw back,
catching them there as everybody was going backwards, trying to catch up with the pack, to reform the pack, sliding through the inside was Kim Wise.
Yeah, and I said this earlier, but sometimes getting recycled back can open things up, ironically, I guess, for jammers, or, you can kind of jockey where they wall up and then exploit it.
So Kim Wise Kimchi still fighting a good fight, pushing forward, and unfortunately not fighting a good fight anymore, getting called for a penalty. I think that's an illegal contact. May have made contact with somebody out of bounds or something, because she did go off. Oh, and
that's a track-cutting penalty on Stunflower for Maine. So it's going to be a little loop-de-loop. There will be no lead jammer in this because, of course, both jammers have now sat in our Apex penalty box.
So Kim Wise Kimchi getting released very shortly after. We should see Stunflower. They both made their initial pass, so they will come out and be scoring.
Right, and so in roller derby, if both jammers sit, the second jammer to sit only has to serve the same amount of time that the first jammer did, which is why we see right now Stunflower entering the track for Team Maine. Major sitting down in the penalty box now for Team Maryland. Juka Windsor able to get a piece of Stunflower. Stunflower did a great job trying to stay on, but unable to do so. Just under 5 minutes left in this particular matchup. Stunflower looking to the bench, looking a little bit tired, but the bench is looking excited and saying, go, go, go.
Go get him, go get him. It doesn't hurt me. Just keep on going. Gotta love the coaches. They know what's best for the team.
And I think probably some points were picked up on that pass by Stunflower and Maine, so it behooved them to say go, go, go.
Yeah, that was like 4 points were picked up on the end by Team Maryland, but Maine extending the lead 141-92, 4 minutes to go in the game.
And
such great action so far. I mean, you can't ask for much more than what we've gotten in this game.
No.
Maine has been in control, but Maryland's still hanging in there, still scratching away, trying to put points on the board.
I think that they were signaling what looked like an additional 3 for Maine. We'll see if that is correct once they put it up on the scoreboard for us. Again, we find ourselves in an official timeout.
Well, as we're doing that, don't forget everybody who's online who's getting ready. The next game should be coming up shortly. That's going to be Team Vermont taking on Team Louisiana. Louisiana, I've been fortunate enough to do several bouts with them. Very exciting team. Looks like they are proving once again, this is their 3rd year here, and they seem to be rising up in the rankings at the end of the tournament each year.
Yeah, Team Louisiana led by some strong veterans and have played some very tough teams. We played Team Vermont, and I called that yesterday. They have brought a strong team as well. Of course, we played them at 8 o'clock a.m. yesterday morning, both of us coming in late at night from New England. So I'm not sure that we'll see the exact same team that Maine saw from Vermont yesterday morning against Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana, Animaniac's been an MVP so far.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu has been as well, very strong. Not the tallest or biggest skater, but makes the impact felt. Love watching them skate.
Yes, I talked to Machu earlier, and I was like, I am such a fan of yours. You do not miss a beat, a literal heartbeat between playing offense and defense.
Yes.
It's just like moving on to the next thing, moving on to the next thing. Such a strong player for Louisiana.
Rexy Dangerfield choosing to try to get a running start, but T-Rex able to make contact and slow down Rexy now pushed to the outside. Oh, and T-Rex just bowls right on through Pretty Paralyzer.
Wait,
but
is it a Rex on Rex jam? It is. It is a Rex following a Rex. Let's see what happens in this very exciting Jurassic episode of Battle of the All-Stars.
Oh, T-Rex knocked to the inside, recycles back to the back of the pack. Now Rexy reporting to the back of the pack as well. D-Wall reporting to penalty box, going to sit down right next to Lucretia McGeeble. Only 2 blockers out there for Team Maryland.
T-Rex able to get through on the first scoring chip, so that's 4 points there for Team Maine and Rex, even though she is not the lead jammer, is on.
That's
wow.
Pretty Paralyzer taking the star now for Team Maryland. Picked up 3 points on the last pass. Tried to do an apex jump and went down. Major now reporting to the penalty box. So Team Maryland choosing to keep having 2 blockers out there, having a tough time stopping T-Rex.
And T-Rex with hands on the hips when comes around and then just hits an actual person and just floors them.
Yeah, and now we got Hits and Giggles reporting to the penalty box as well. Team Maine now starting to pick up some penalties. We got lots of room on the track. Got 1 blockers, each team standing out there. D-Wall just getting released. Now 2 blockers, Team Maryland. And meowing him down, just playing offense, moving players out of the way.
Man, this has been a crazy jam. We still have 15 seconds left. 20 points on the board for Rex and Maine. 15 on the board for Pretty Paralyzer and Maryland. And it's just going to keep on going.
Yeah, so meowing him down, able to make some contact. It looked like some offense was going to be played there by Team Maryland, but just missed. Meowing him down, able to knock Pretty Paralyzer off the track.
Matching the biggest score in a jam is T-Rex on that. 24 big ones up there for Maine. 15 is nothing to be ashamed of.
All right,
Maryland.
so it looks like we got some things going on over at the penalty box. It looks like we got Tammy Gunn entering the penalty box. You don't do that unless you're going to sit down. There's some discrepancies between Head of Flame. Wait, hold on. I think the jam got started, but meanwhile, not all the officials are ready. So it looks like the jam was ended intentionally because the penalty box hasn't been squared away yet. So they're having that conversation over here, and I think the referees just kind of had a disconnect, and now we're going to reset and get everything squared away. So, yeah, it looks like we have Tammy Gunn now sitting down. That was Head of Flame, who was in the box, who has now left the track.
Yep, and so, again, we talked in the first half that Hedda accrued quite a few fouls just by the mere fact of being the captain of Team Maine, and it seems as though those, with combination of her own fouls, have caused a foul out there.
Yeah, so we got Sweet Chaos up there. I believe that's a new jammer up there for Team Maryland. That is that 31, Velociraptor?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sorry,
Raptor?
For Team Maine, yes, it is.
I apologize if I said Maryland.
That's
yes,
okay.
Team Maine.
For Team Maine, that is Velocity Raptor, number 31, our other Dino Jammer. Tammy Gunn coming out of the
up
box.
The front, yep.
Really nice offensive push by Tammy Gunn to free Velocity Raptor.
And credit's got to go to Hard Dash. Had a nice stop there on Sweet Chaos, but unfortunately used the forearm in the process.
So we're having like some jammer switches, Raptors jamming, Dashes blocking. It's a fun sort of end of this game.
Yep.
We've got 45 seconds left on the period clock, a minute and 10-ish left on the jam clock.
And calling off the jam. I thought they were going to wait just a little bit longer, but called it off, choosing to go. So we got enough time for one more jam.
Or one more foul out. I hope not.
Well, that's unfortunately a fact that could become true. Hard Dash sitting in the penalty box right now. So at least we got a lot of skaters out there. So we got 7 blockers, 2 jammers.
Boudica doing a little dancey
Looking
dance.
like she might be having to do the bathroom dance the way she was picking her feet up and down. Looked like Boo from from Monsters, Inc. doing the happy dance. All right.
Team Maryland has Bang Bang jamming against a 3-wall of Hits and Giggles, Sketchy Lou Weasel, T-Rex, but T-Rex headed to the box as Hard Dash comes back on the track.
Maryland trying to enjoy what they can in this last jam of the game. Bang Bang gets through. Oh, Bang Bang sets up to the inside. Hard Dash drives like she's going to do the apex jump and slides to the out. Oh, pumping the arms, having fun.
Yes, a little wiggle wiggle there coming around turn 4. Boudica having a hard time right now getting recycled.
Oh, another big slide to the outside. Big smile, arms are pumping. Hopefully you can see it on the camera. Bang Bang having some fun.
Well,
a new skater to Team Maryland, and looks like she has something to say.
And it's really nice, especially given such a physical game and with so many clock stoppages, to see that these teams are still having a great time out there. Battle of the All-Stars is really one of a kind. It's a great crowd here in Hatfield, PA.
All right, now hard dash, and T-Rex able to sink the teeth into Bang Bang. Bang Bang trying to find a hole. Oh, pretty paralyzed her. Able to make contact as Boudica was going down. Luckily, no ill intent shown.
Nope, hard dash trying to do the damage on Bang Bang. Bang Bang able to shrug it off.
Winding up a big jam. Bang Bang going out with a big vote of confidence with this jam.
Yeah, definitely enough time to tie that 24 points, but not when you're caught up on Sketchy Louisel, unfortunately.
Gets caught up, but able to work the way through.
Oh, dear.
Oh, illegal contact now being called on Bang Bang. I don't know if that's went down, made contact or something like that. I didn't see anybody out of bounds. And
it could have been, there might have been one skate out of bounds. I'm not 100% sure. The unofficial score right now is going to be 179 to 126 in favor of Team Maine, but 19 points on that final jam for Maryland.
Yeah, that was a pretty big jam. That at least gives them some confidence, able to finish strong. They were able to get something to cheer about, the fans, and the bench was able to start cheering and just seemed to bring some good spirit, have something to celebrate for the day.
Yeah, and don't forget, we do have some MVPs coming to you, but also in a short amount of time, we will be seeing Team Vermont play Team Louisiana. Still a bunch of derby throughout the rest of this day and this weekend, one of my favorite weekends of the year.
All right, let's give one more shout out. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering size-inclusive leggings, shorts designed to fit you with 7 different lengths and pockets. She is sure to have a style that works for your body. The team colors, custom prints, and group discounts are available. Also offering dozens of armbands and helmet cover options. She's got you covered. Go see Sociopath, who supports New England Roller Derby Report at socio.ca/nerd for a 10% off your next order. We'll work and figure out what's going on with those MVPs and get them back to you shortly. I'm Tom Foolery.
I am B Nimble.
Stay tuned.
So after discussing it a little bit, Tom Foolery and I did decide on MVPs for this bout between Maine and Maryland. The MVP for Maine is going to be number 9, T-Rex, coming in as a jammer for this Maine squad that really needed a jammer to flip the switch, play a little different than the other jammers had been. So good for you, T-Rex. MVP for Maine.
MVP for Team Maryland is actually Bang Bang. Started to integrate into the second half and had a big impact on game, and then had a monster jam at the end that brought the team all together.
And of
Bang
course,
Bang, a new skater, but like everybody rose and was proud of what she did in the game. We're all proud. Team Maryland team has been here since the start of Battle of the All-Stars. They've had a lot of turnover the last couple years, but they're really coming together and really enjoy their time spending here playing with each other and then practicing. So hats off to Team Maryland and Bang Bang for being the MVP.
And Team Maine did not send a team to Battle of the All-Stars last year, but promised to be back this year, and we are. I am once again B Nimble at Battle of the All-Stars 2020 with Tom Foolery. We've had a lovely time with y'all this afternoon.
Yep, thanks for listening to us. Stay tuned for the next game coming up. Once again, that's Team Vermont versus Louisiana.